Okay, it has started. Let me minimize this. Okay, is the camera visible? No, I don't know. Okay, why it is not coming. Okay, fine. Now it is. Now it's visible. No? One of you type it. Am I audible? Is it visible? Is both are fine? Okay, both are fine. Okay, now let us start with the MOSFET structure. Let us write the symbol and let us write the IV characteristics and all those things. So first let us write the 3D view of a MOSFET. So this is the bulk. So I can have, okay, sorry for not writing a very perfect figure. This is oxide. Over that you have the gate structure. This is keep going like this, because you should feel that okay, I can also write it. That is when you are asked to write it somewhere in the exam, so you should feel that okay, I can able. Now you can see this is source. Make sure that this source overlaps here. So this should be starting from here. Make sure that it won't start from this point. Then this is so and so. So let me write this as P minus substrate. If there is a lag in this particular video, just please bear with me. So once I share the video with you people, you're going to see it properly. Otherwise, I think you can able to manage. So one of you say yes or no. Is it manageable? Even slight lag in the transmission of the images to you people, the video to you people, can you able to manage? Say
Yes,
yes or
sir.
no. Am I audible? Okay. One of you type okay. Is the lag in the video that is being shared, is it fine with you? I'm just looking for the chat box message. Hello. Okay, let me just take one student with me. Let me take the attendance also, today's attendance. So okay, I'm not calling you by name. Maybe from next week onwards we will also start ask you people to share your videos just for a second and then go back. Okay, I took the screenshot of all your presents. Okay, let me just take okay Sandeep Hanuma Sagar. Sandeep Hanuma Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One second. Just. Sandeep Hanuma Sagar. Fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we are trying to write a N MOSFET. This is N MOSFET structure. So this is the substrate is P minus, and I'm going to have N plus. This is N plus. So let me call this as source. Let me call this as drain and this as gate. Of course, you can see this is bulk. Bulk are the substrate. So what is the symbol of this one? This is how the 3D view of this will look like. The MOSFET will look like. Of course, this is what is this? This is oxide, and you have this is the metal. This is N plus, this is P minus. So let me write the uh, cross sectional view of this. Fairly simple. So this is the cross sectional view. This is the bulk. You have the, of course you can just divide here itself, and this is my source. This is the gate. This is source. Okay, this you make it as N plus. This is N plus. So this is source. This is drain, and you have a gate terminal. This is P minus. This is usually bulk. So there are two ways of writing the symbol of the MOSFET. One possibility is you can write this way. So this is gate, drain, source. This is how it looks. Now you can see this indicates this is for NMOS. This is NMOS. N MOSFET. The symbol that you saw in the, what is that, LT spice, it was something like this. So it was actually going like this. You had something like this, if I'm not wrong. This was going like this. So this is still because this is pointing towards in, this is a P substrate, but it is still a NMOS. This is still a N MOSFET symbol. So for all, okay, what is this now? So here there is no bulk indicated exclusively. So bulk is not indicated exclusively, but here bulk is exclusively indicated. So that's why you might have seen that when I took the component, it was like, okay, NMOS 4. NMOS 4. This 4 indicate 4 terminals, that is gate, bulk, drain, and source. So this is that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 terminals are NMOS 4. There is one more device called as simply NMOS, where the source and the bulk are shorted. So these two are shorted. That's why we're going to have only 3 terminals. This is drain. So this will be source, and this is gate. So this is only NMOS. If it is NMOS 4, I'm just talking about in case of LT spice. So this is only LT spice representation. Otherwise, for all theoretical representation, you can take this as the MOSFET symbol. MOSFET symbol. Now, coming to, okay, the possible operating regions. So we'll just take again, write the symbol of the MOSFET. Okay, before I proceed, shall I say this as the length of the MOSFET? This is the length. We also call it as gate length, that is from here to here, not from this edge to this edge, but it is from the edge of the source to edge of the drain. So this is length, whereas the width is this. So this is the width of the transistor. So this is the width of the transistor. You can either change length or width of the transistor. Is that fine? Who is there with me? Sandeep?
Sandeep, sir.
Sandeep.
Yes, sir.
So you know what is length and width. Done?
Yes.
So for a MOSFET, I have so many specification. One of the specification is uh, length of the transistor, width of the transistor. When I say length of the transistor, it is this channel length. Don't be get confused with, okay, it is this length of this transistor. So it is not so. Whenever I say it is length of the transistor, it is always meant for channel length. Channel length. We won't say it is channel length of the transistor. We simply say it is length of the transistor, which means that this length. When I say width of the transistor, it is this width, that is from this end of your drain to that end. So this is how it looks. And what are the other parameters? You have something like VTH, that is threshold voltage. In LT spice, it is by default written as VTO. So it is VTO. What are the other parameters you looked into in your model file? What is the one more parameter, Sandeep? Were you there in the morning class?
Yes, sir.
Dot model, NMOS, what did we write? Do you remember? Forgot, sorry. Did you remember there is a KP written? Kappa?
Yes, sir.
KP stands for, this is a Greek word. So this is kappa. So which is actually mu n into Cox. This is mu n into Cox, where mu n is the mobility of the free charge carrier and Cox is the per unit area capacitance. This is oxide capacitance per unit area. So let me explain that to you people in detail. So we have for a MOSFET, we need to specify what is length, width, VTH, KP. These are the very important parameters to be specified. Next, coming to uh, voltage VG and VD. Uh, you see now, this is VG and this is VD. Let me write the MOSFET symbol. Let me write the MOSFET symbol. So now let me write it as this as, okay, you can see this is grounded, VD, and this is VG. Now usually we always call this as potential between gate and source. Is this gate terminal, Hanumant? Sandeep?
Yes, sir.
Is this source?
Yes, sir.
What is this terminal? This terminal.
Drains.
Drain. So if I'm measuring, assume that I have a probe, voltmeter probe. If I connect plus here, minus here, what is this voltage here? If it is here, it is drain, here it is source. I will call that voltage as VDS. What does VDS stands is, it is the voltage between drain and source. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, I will write it as VGS. What does this VGS actually stands for?
Between ground and source.
A G is gate.
Gate and
Gate.
source.
G is gate in this case. It is the voltage between gate and source. That is VGS. Correct? So from now onwards, let us not say it as VG and VD. Let us call it as VGS and VDS. Correct?
Yes.
So now if VGS, let me take this VGS. If this VGS is less than VTH, what is the MOSFET condition? Is it on or off?
On, sir.
Less than VTH.
Off, sir.
Either you say this, if I say wrong, you say that. Tell me clearly.
Off.
MOSFET is on or off?
Off.
Why?
It is less than.
Okay, if it is less than VTH, okay, why do you say it as off? Why do you say it as off? Because there is no channel created. You will not have sufficient number of electrons forming the channel between drain and source. There is some minimum voltage required for that channel creation. If that voltage is less than VTH, the MOSFET is in off condition. Done?
Yes.
Suppose if VGS is more than VTH, if it is more than VTH, okay, let me say less than or equal to. Correct? Even if it is equal to, it is still off. If it has to be on, it has to be more than VTH. Correct?
Yes.
So it has to be more than VTH. So in this case, we have two more regions. See, when this is on, one possibility is it can be linear or it can be saturated. Correct?
Yes.
When the MOSFET is in on condition, it can be either in linear or saturation region. So let us see what is this linear and saturation region. So did we actually do this in the morning simulation? Did we actually did like this? What is this? V, D, S. This is ID. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, let me take one more student. Don't think that I'll not call you back again. I may just call you back sometime. So those who are thinking that okay, my turn is over, let me just go off. Okay, all of you will be easily caught maybe in your examination, or when there is a test will be get announced. So I don't know from which corner of which class you're going to get a question. And of course, there is no possibility of copying, because in 1 minute you may have to answer 2 questions. So in such case, if you are there on your toes, then only you can able to make it. Okay, Ashwini Hegade. Ashwini
So,
Hegade. Yeah. So now in the morning we did this, correct?
yes,
This
sir.
characteristics. So what was VG kept, madam? Was it less than VTH or more than VTH?
It was more than VTH.
If it is less than VTH, what happens?
So we get the
If
like
it is less than VTH, what will be the current?
it will be constant.
What will be the current? Will it be 0 or non-zero?
0.
Meaning you will going to get it here. That means MOSFET will be off, because
Yes,
MOSFET
sir.
will be off when the threshold, when the VGS is less than VTH. So we will have this as the linear region. That's what is I am writing here, and this as the saturation region.
Saturated.
Region. So let us go to the slides and then try to find out, okay, when does it will go to linear region, when does it will go to saturation region. Is my okay, let me just see, is this slide visible?
No, sir.
Wait, just make that visible. There is. Okay, now fine. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This is. Let us try to understand the saturation region condition. Okay, now this is done. Okay, this is what we did in the what morning class. Can you see what is happening here? Who is there with me, Ashwini? What is happening
Yes,
here?
sir.
What can you see? What is happening?
So here current is constant, like it's 0 in the first case.
No, that is fine. Okay, here just see this and this. See this and this.
The channel length has been increased.
Fine. Can you see what is the arrow mark?
Yes, sir.
What is this arrow mark saying?
The
If you
changes in the
what ID? See, if you change the channel length from smaller value to larger value, no change in VTH. Am I correct?
yes,
VTH
sir.
is there as it is, but you can see, is the current reducing as you increase a bit?
Yes, sir.
Did we experience the same thing when we did that simulation in the morning?
Yes, sir.
When the length was 100 micron, you had 40 microampere.
Yes, sir.
When we increased it to 500 micron, did the current came down to 8 microampere?
Yes, sir.
That's what is being shown here. If you increase the length by the same amount, the current will also reduce. Correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Just see here. What is happening here?
We have decreasing the length.
Just see this. Just see this. Are the length remaining same?
Yes, sir.
What is changed?
Width.
Width you're not seeing. Width is not visible here, to be very frank. The thickness of the oxide layer is varied. Correct? See here. See the C part. ID versus VG characteristics for different oxide thickness. So as the oxide thickness changes, as the oxide thickness increases, you have lesser current. Correct?
Yes, sir.
No, from this, but unfortunately I cannot able to demonstrate this in LT Spice because I don't have control over the oxide thickness, because that is there embedded in your KP. So only if you change the value of KP you can able to change that entire parameter, because what does KP stands for? KP actually stands for mu n into Cox. So
Yes, sir.
what does this C indicate here is, if you change the oxide, if you increase the oxide thickness, ID reduces. So let us spend some time with this particular. Okay, I'll just come back to that. You see what is happening here. Can you see this is linear region? The expression
Yes,
for
sir.
ID. Let me just
Yes, sir.
close this and then. What is ID given by? Okay, why it is called as linear?
Because current is increasing in the linear way.
With respect to what?
VDS.
Perfect. So usually this will happen for lesser value of VDS. Let us try to understand this particular equation. When the value of VDS is lesser and lesser, does the square of that VDS is very less?
Yes, sir.
Assume that it is 0.1. What is 0.1 square? It is 0.01.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
correct? So can I neglect this value when the value of VDS is small?
Yes, sir.
So this you can neglect. Assume that this is constant, because for a given graph, does this VGS and VTH is constant?
Yes,
Because
sir.
VGS you are not changing in the output characteristics. In the output characteristics, what you are changing? What are you changing? The output characteristics. VDS, no?
No. Yes, sir.
In the output characteristics, the what independent parameter is VDS. So if you can see in this expression, it is half into mu n Cox W by L 2 into VGS minus VTH into VDS. This is a very small quantity. So shall I say now, for lesser voltages, shall I say this? 1 second. Okay, let me share the camera also. Where is my camera? Camera is, I think it's already, 1 second. Okay, let me share the camera also. Okay, now, so I have the expression like ID is equal to half mu n
Cox.
Cox W by L VGS minus, okay, 2 VGS, 2
Yes, sir.
VGS minus
2 times
VTH into VDS
V.
minus VDS square by, was it square by 2 or just VDS square?
Only
It
VDS
is
square.
VDS square, VDS square. Okay, it is VDS square. Okay, this is the expression. Am I correct? So this is the expression what I have. Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. Can you able to see this camera now? So
Yes,
ID
sir.
is equal to half mu n Cox. You can see this mu n is nothing but mobility. Mobility of the charge carrier. Cox is nothing but epsilon A by T. So this is actually, there is no A here. It is Cox is called as per unit area capacitance. Area capacitance. This is oxide capacitance, which is per unit area capacitance. When I say per unit area capacitance, it is actually epsilon by T. It is epsilon by T. So maybe in one of the graph you might have seen that as the thickness increases, does the Cox reduce?
Yes, sir.
Now this is, what is this T? This T is nothing but in your MOSFET structure, you have this one, no? So this is substrate. Assume that this is oxide. So this is actually that T. If you increase this T, if you increase this, does your Cox reduce?
Yes, sir.
When your Cox reduces, does Cox reduction, will it reduce ID? See here,
Yes, sir.
Cox is coming here. Cox is proportional. Whenever you increase T, does Cox reduce? Will it in turn reduce the value of ID?
Yes, sir.
So that's why in one of the slide it was shown like this, no? See here,
Yes, sir. Current was reducing.
current was reducing. It is purely because of this reason. It is purely because of this. If you increase the value of T, Cox reduces, which will reduce your ID. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
we could able to see what is, okay, the impact of change in T through Cox. It will reduce your ID. Reduce your ID. Of course, I don't have because I cannot change the mobility of the transistor. Sorry, the electron. Electron mobility is always fixed. And what I can change is I can
Yes,
change
sir.
Cox. I can change W and L. W and L.
Length.
So if the value of VDS is lesser and lesser, if the value of VDS is lesser and lesser, can I neglect VDS square? That's what, when it is 0.1, you can neglect 0.01. So in such case, does this equation comes something like this: ID is equal to half mu n Cox W by L. I'm just writing it into 2 VGS minus VTH into VDS. Correct?
Yes, sir.
This will be constant, no?
Yes, sir.
This is also constant. This and this will go up. If you change VDS, does ID increase linearly? Because all these are
Yes,
constants.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
ID is proportional
Directly.
to VDS when VDS is less. Correct? This we
Yes,
call
sir.
it as linear region. Linear region. So that's why you can see here for lesser values. See here, for lesser values, you can see this is almost linear. So when VDS square is less, so ID is almost proportional to VDS with, for a given value of VGS and of course VTH and of course the W by
Yes.
Ls. See now, this linearity, of course I said, okay, when VDS is less, up to how much value of S, up to what value of VDS, so that is decided by this value. You can see here, it is up to VGS minus VTH. So let me just give you one example. So let me just take you to, so assume that VTH is 0.4 volt. Let us assume that VGS is equal to 0.8 volt and VDS is equal to 0.2. So now as per that equation, where is that? This equation, uh, till what value it will be in linear region? It is till VGS minus VTH.
VTH.
You can see this is a VDS value, correct? It is marked on that VDS value. As long as VDS is less than VGS minus VTH, MOSFET will be in linear region.
Linear condition.
Am I correct? So
Yes,
coming
sir.
to this particular example, can you tell me for what value of VDS you keep? Of course, you will say MOSFET is in still linear region.
At 0.4 ohm.
So let me just take, let me just say, okay, this is the MOSFET operation. If it is 0.1, is it in linear or saturation?
Linear.
Why?
Because
What is VGS minus VTH?
0.4.
0.4. If it is 0.1, it is linear, correct? If it is 0.3,
Still it's linear.
linear. If it is 0.8,
It's saturated.
it is in saturation. That's it. So, okay, this is for this set of value. Let me just take VTH is equal to 0.4. Let me take VGS is equal to 0.6. So now you tell me for the same values. If it is 0.1, what is this? Is it in linear? Why it is
Yes,
linear?
sir.
What is VGS minus VTH for this case?
0.2.
0.2. Here 0.3.
It's saturated.
It has already saturated. Now we can see the saturation voltage not only depends on VTH, it is VGS minus VTH. So that's why you can see in the graph they have given for different values of VGS. You can see VGS1, VGS2, VGS3, the voltage corresponding to saturation is varying. It is VGS1 minus VTH, it is VGS2 minus VTH, it is VGS minus 3, sorry, VGS3 minus VTH. So it is always the applied VGS minus VTH happens to be, we call that as VDS SAT. So what I'll do, so here the earlier case we were just saying that okay, ID is proportional to VDS for lesser value of VDS. So there is no ambiguity now. What do you mean by lesser value now? As long as VDS is lesser than,
VGS minus VTH.
perfect. This I will call it as VDS SAT. VDS SAT means VDS saturation voltage. Correct? So now
Yes,
we shall plot the graph. So what I'll do is, let me take VTH is equal to 0.4 volt and let me take VGSS 1 volt. Let me start plotting the graph. Now this is 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, okay, 0.6, 0.8, 0.9. Now it is keep increasing. Now what is this? This is VDS. Okay, this is VDS, this is ID. Correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your VDS SAT now?
0.6.
0.6. Now you can write a line at 0.6 now. This is a reference line. What will happen now?
Yes.
This is output characteristics. Does the current almost linearly increases here
Till 0.6.
till 0.6? Now what you can do is, instead of going till this point with a linear line, maybe when it comes close, you just make it like a parabola. Beyond this, it is constant. So
Yes.
what is this now? This is VDS
VDS
SAT for VGS of 1 volt.
Yes.
Correct? Now assume that for the same transistor, if I make VGS is equal to 0.6 volts, where is your VDS SAT now?
0.2.
0.2. So you draw a line now. So now what will happen? It will go till 0.2 linearly and then it becomes constant. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So next, this is VGS1, this is VGS2, VGS3. So it is now, let us assume that it is 0.8. You're looking at what
0.4.
is VDS at 0.4.
0.4.
So 0.4 means it just goes till this point linearly and then becomes constant. And this. See, this is linear region for, this is for what? 0.6, this is for 0.8, this is for 1. I am just writing the VGS values. So this is
Yes.
VGS values. So this is how the different graphs will look like. So that's how it is happening here. So where is that? Here. Of course, they're not written that saturation graph because they are still in the what linear characteristics. Can you make out this now? Why it is linear is the current is linear with respect to what?
VDS.
With respect to VDS. With respect to VDS. Let me move to, okay, this one. So this is very interesting. Pinch off region. Okay, why it becomes saturated. So let me just take some other student with me. Whom shall I take? Jannavi. Did I take you anytime? Jannavi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jannavi. Okay, fine. Now we can see, heard of pinch off? At least you might have heard of pinching. Hello, Jannavi.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Pinch
sir.
off. Pinch off is like, okay, the way we say it as, okay, pinching means it's the same pinch meaning. Now we can see what happens to the MOSFET. Okay, let us spend some time with the camera. So let us assume that you have applied, okay, some voltage. This is gate structure. Of course, assume that you have sufficient voltage over here between gate and source. So this is VGS is applied too much greater than VTH. So you have the ions. First ions will be there, and then you'll have lot of electrons joining from here to here. Correct? So this is N plus, this is also N plus, this is source, this is drain, and you also assume that you are applying a VDS voltage. This is VDS. Make sure that this is bigger. This is VGS because this is now grounded. So even though since it is ground, it is these two potentials are same. This is VGS. This is gate. Correct? Now let us see what happens. I will not write this. So let me simply write. This is your source and drain, and so on. So shall I assume that, okay, this is the what channel? Assume that, okay, this whatever darkened portion is the sea of electrons. Now when there is a sea of electrons, now let me start applying the voltage between drain and source. Let me apply the voltage across drain and source. You can just see initially it will be like the way how I showed it in, let me just show here. Okay, let me just take this. I want to show both of them simultaneously so that you can I think you can able to see it, no? Both of them. Okay, both of them you can able to see it. Now this is at a lesser voltage. When the voltage is less, the channel is full here. You can see when you slightly increase the voltage, now you can see the VDS has slightly increased. Can you see at the drain side? This is actually drain, this is source. At the drain side, it is like, okay, started, there is a reduction in the, can you see there is a reduction happening here? So it is no more a thicker one, but here it is thicker. When it is coming closer to drain, can you see something like this reduction? Who is there with me now? Hello? 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 Am I audible? Hello? Who was there with me?
Yes.
Yaro. Who
Yes,
is there
sir.
with me? Yaar, helam. Tell me your name.
Janvi.
Janavi, okay.
Janvi.
Can you Was my audio off for some time?
Yes, sir. That time. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So initially you can see it was like this. The channel dimension is of same thickness throughout the entire channel, correct?
Yes, sir.
When the current was 0. When current starts increasing, it will be more towards the source side, but it is keep on reducing towards the drain side. If you
Yes.
further increase it, what will happen? This remains same at the source side, but it is keep reducing towards the
Drain
drain
side.
side. This is drain, this
Drain
is
side.
source, this is again drain, source. If you increase the voltage to a greater extent, the channel actually ceases here. There is no more channel coming at this point, correct? That's what
Yes,
is
sir.
happening here. Can you see here? There is a channel existing till the end of the drain. Here you can see it has started pinching off and it is totally pinched off. There is no channel existing at all. So let us see why it happens so. Let me just see here. Maybe I'll get that somewhere here. Okay, this is a point. Those of you are observing it here, just see here. This is gate to substrate potential difference. So this is the source end, this is the drain end. So can you see what is gate to substrate potential at the source side? Is it too much here? Who is there
Yes,
with
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
You are Ashwini. No,
Janvi, sir.
Jahnavi, sorry. Jahnavi, can you see the voltage at, because when I say this is the x means it is the dimension. At the source side, the voltage at the source side is more. When you are moving towards the drain side, this is actually the potential. Can you see the potential is keep reducing?
Yes, sir.
This potential reduction will make sure that there is no sufficient charge available at the drain side so that there is a channel formed. So when there is no sufficient potential at the drain side, you will not find a channel that is being created at the drain side. Because why this happens is because when the current starts flowing, the drop occurs here. So this is this you can imagine like a resistor. Because of the voltage drop across this channel, the effective gate to substrate voltage at the drain side will be very less. Getting the point?
Yes,
Now
sir.
this concept is very crucial to all of you. Now what we are trying to see is, we are trying to see, because there is a channel of electrons formed here. So the channel of electrons that is formed throughout this entire region from source to drain will not be of same thickness when the current starts flowing. When there is no current flowing, the number of electrons from this end to this end will be the same. Assume that here you have 1 lakh electron, same 1 lakh electrons, the same number of 1 lakh electrons will be there here, meaning the density of electrons throughout the entire channel is same, because there is no drop happening, there is no current flowing here. When the current starts flowing, the effective number of electron density at this end will be more compared to the number of electron density or the electron density at the drain side. Why it happens is because when current starts flowing, the effective gate to substrate potential will be keep on reducing as per this graph. So you can see this is keep reducing because some current is flowing here. Suppose if no current flows, this Vg will be straight. So if there was no current flowing, this is from 0 to length of the transistor, this would have been Vg. So if this is Vg potential, then it is something like this. So when Vg start reducing, you can see this is happening. So when Vg is reducing, you can see the number of electrons at the drain side has reduced. Suppose if this becomes almost close to 0, you can see the pinch off has happened. So the pinch off will happen when more current flows, through the VDS. So when does your current in your drain will increase? So will it increase when you increase VDS? Hello.
Yes. Yes, sir.
The ID will increase when you increase VDS. Correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
when VDS increases, does this VG reduce? So this VG, as it is written here, this VG is what? gate substrate potential
substrate.
difference. What is this gate substrate potential difference? It is the potential from this gate to substrate. Here it is maximum, that's why you have larger electron density here. When the gate to substrate potential drops, you have lesser voltage here, so less number of electrons at the drain side. So that's what you have seen in this graph. Okay, here you can see. Let me just see. Okay, here can you see?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
have do you still have channel existing there? See here, there is a channel still existing at this point. Let me just
Yes,
make
sir.
it slightly.
Little.
Let me just. You can see still it is existing at the drain side, but can you see here? It has almost ceased
Yes, sir.
at this point. How about this?
Yes, sir. No,
It
there
is
is
not
no
at all
more.
there. So shall I
Yes,
say
sir.
here MOSFET is not yet saturated?
Yes, sir.
Here shall I say the MOSFET has entered the saturation region?
Yes, sir.
Shall I say MOSFET is in saturation region?
Yes, sir.
All these things are happening because of different values of VDS. VDS is bit less, VDS is exactly equal to VDS sat, and VDS is more than VDS sat. Correct? So what I want to focus here is, if the value of VDS is less, it will be in linear region. Once VDS becomes, okay, let me write this as VDS and VTH. When VDS becomes VDS sat, it enters the verge of saturation. Verge of saturation means where the pinch off has started. If you apply more than that VDS, more than this VDS sat, it becomes saturated. The current becomes constant. So which is this region here? What is the region of operation? Hello?
Saturation.
Here. This region.
Linear, sir.
This is linear. How about this?
Saturation.
So if I say this is equal to 1 volt or 1.2 volt, and if VTH is equal to 0.7 volt, if VDS is equal to 0.2, what is the region of operation? MOSFET is in which region? 1.2, this is VGS. 1.2, 0.7, VDS is 0.2. What is the region of operation? Is it in saturation, linear, or cutoff? VGS is 1.2, VTH is 0.7, VDS is 0.2. What is VDS sat now? Hello? Ideshtam, what is the difference between VGS and VTH? How much is 1.2 minus 0.7?
0.5.
0.5. So you are looking at 0.5 volt. Is this 0.2 more or less than 0.5?
Less, sir.
So what is the where it falls? Will it fall here to the left or right? Will it be in linear region or saturation region?
Linear.
It will be in linear region. If VDS is equal to 2 volt,
Saturation region.
if it is 1 volt,
Saturation.
if it is 3 volt,
Saturation.
0.1.
0.1. Linear, sir.
Okay, now that's perfect. Now let me all of you tell me now, for let us assume that this is VTH is equal to 0.4 volt. If it is 1.7, if it is 0.6, what is the operating region?
The saturation.
Perfect.
Saturation.
If it is 1.2,
Still it's saturation. 0.3 is
now tell me whether it's saturation, linear, cutoff.
saturation, sir.
0.3,
Still saturation.
0.3
Oh,
man.
sorry. Here 0.3. Yeah.
0.3 VGS.
Saturation.
Saturation.
VTH 0.4. See this.
MOSFET off.
Possible.
Off, cut off.
So it's minus 1.1 is not possible.
Come on, man. For MOSFET to be first on, VGS should be more than VTH. VGS is less
MOSFET is
than
off, sir.
VTH. It is in cutoff. We'll say it as cutoff. Correct? Anything less than VTH, MOSFET is off. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Now it is 1.2, 1.2. Tell me now. This is 1.2. That's also 1.2.
Saturations.
Correct? Now 1.3, 2 volt.
Saturation itself.
Saturation.
1.1,
Still saturations.
0.2.
It's linear.
Okay, now let me do this now. Perfect. Now let me just, no, this is what we'll be doing. This is 0.2 volt. This is 0.8. This is 1 volt. And this is 0.4 VTH. And tell me. Sorry. Is MOSFET on? Now we are looking at VGS, voltage between gate and source. How much is the voltage here? Now the terminology of VGS comes into picture. VGS is nothing but VG minus VS. What is VG now? Is it 1 volt? Hello.
Yes, sir. 1 volt.
When I say VG, it is voltage at gate with respect to ground. Is it 1 volt?
Yes, sir.
Next, VS is voltage at source with respect to ground. Is it 0.2?
0.2. Yes, sir.
Is it 0.8 now?
0.8. Yes, sir.
Tell me now. MOSFET is which region? Now you got to know what is VDS. How much is VDS? Again,
VDS 0.8.
VDS is not 0.8. It is voltage at drain minus voltage minus source. What is the voltage at drain? It is this battery. Is it 0.8? How much is the voltage at source? Is it 0.2?
0.2. Yes, sir.
Is it now 0.6? Now you have
0.6.
sorry, 0.6 as VDS. How much is VGS? 0.8.
0.8.
What is the region? VTH is how much? 0.4. What is the region of operation? What is VDS sat now?
It's 0.2, sir.
Hey, VDS sat how much, man? VDS saturation is VGS minus
0.4.
VTH.
0.4.
It is 0.4 volt. This is
Ah.
0.8, that is 0.4, it is 0.4. How much is actual VDS here?
0.6,
0.6.
sir.
So it is in
Saturation region.
saturation, as simple as that. See, it's only addition, multiplication, comparison, but we need to do it very perfectly. You could able to do this very easily because there was no voltage at source because source voltage was 0. Now I'm having a different source voltage. Source voltage is 0.2. If it is 0.2, first I have to find out what is VGS. Then I have to find what is VDS. So VGS is voltage at this point, it is 1 minus 0.2. VDS is 0.8 minus 0.2. Then you compare what is, then once you know what is VGS, find out what is VDS sat, which is VGS minus VTH. So that comes to be 0.4. Then you compare. Shall we do one more quickly? Last one.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Okay. Operating region. Again, it is very simple. You have to find out what is VGS, what is VDS, what is VDS SAT, then of course let us assume that VTH is equal to 0.4. This is very crucial. If you can able to do this comfortably, almost 30% of your AMCD is done.
Is this zero or cutoff?
Now again, let me write what is VGS.
Saturation
VG
region.
minus VS,
Yes, sir.
VD minus VS. This is VGS minus VTH. This is later. What is VG? How much is the voltage at gate with respect to the ground?
0, sir.
Is it 0?
Yes,
How
sir.
much is VG? Sorry, how much is VS? This is minus of how
Point,
much is VS?
0.6.
Minus 0.6.
Plus of 1.
Minus 0.6 because it is negative.
Yes, sir.
Then how much is this? Is it 0.6?
Yes, sir.
So VGS is 0.6. Then what is VDS?
1 minus of minus 0.6.
1 minus of 0.6. Is it 1.6?
1.6.
1.
Yes, sir.
How much is VDS at?
0.6, 0.2, sir.
0.2. Am I correct? Then you compare, is VDS and VDS at, is it more or less? How much is VDS you have? 1.6. How much is VDS at? It is so and so. What is this relation? Greater than. So it is saturation. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
It is as simple as this is. It is not a big rocket science. We started from this. We have to find out what is VGS. Unless you know VGS, you cannot say whether MOSFET is on or off. Okay, looking at this, what is the MOSFET condition? Is it on or off? Is it on or off?
Sir. On, sir.
It's on,
So,
because
sir.
it is more than 0.4. Correct? Once it is on, you have to find out what is VDS. Then you'll find that okay, it is 1.6 and it is on, so it is in saturation. Suppose that if I make it 0.4, tell me what is the MOSFET condition with VTH as 0.4?
It's off, sir.
It's off. When it is off, forget about everything else. No need to find saturation, cutoff. Sorry, what is that? Linear. If it is off means okay, it is off. Only when it is on, you have to bother about VDS and VDS SAT. Correct?
Yes,
If
sir.
you decide that if the MOSFET is on, then only you calculate VDS. If you see that MOSFET is off, no need to find VDS at all. You simply say it is in cutoff region. Done? Okay, now this is how the AMCD will take its shape. This is not difficult. I just for your clarity, what we are doing is very simple, and if you can able to get these concepts very comfortably, then nobody can stop you in learning the higher concepts of MOSFET. So maybe I'll share you the videos of course, not only the videos of the class, we have a recorded videos which is there in the YouTube. You can I'll just share the links of those also, so that you can able to get this linear region, saturation region, the pinch off, all those things are very clearly explained over there. So if you have any doubt, you can just reach me out at any point of time. Okay, thank you so much. I think you had a lot of waiting today, almost 2 hours in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon. So we'll ensure that okay, no more such waiting will happen in future. Thank you so much. Bye.